All right, good afternoon. We're here for another In the Office with Scott and Wallace here on Tuesday. I'm here, Clint Wallace, with Matt McNamara.
Hey, everybody.
And Robert Scott.
Robert Scott, good to see y'all.
So thanks for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, write in and let us know. We're happy to answer anything that you have. Today we've got, Robert's got something big to talk about at the end that we teased about last week regarding some tickets. We have some advice that we want to give. Matt's got some advice and Robert. But I want to start again and walk around the office. Again, introduce you to our staff and let you see them and see what they do. So I'm going to take you inside here.
Let's go inside.
And we're hoping we're going to get the camera angle better today. Here is Rachel again. Rachel handles the phones for us. She's always so sweet and nice on the phone. Rachel, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brooksville, Florida.
Brooksville?
Yeah, it's like an hour north of Tampa.
Okay, and what county is that for?
That is in Hernando County.
Okay, for the geography nerds out there.
Yes, it's a small town.
Okay, excellent. All right, we're going to continue around. This is our main lobby. Today we'll come back here and start with Melinda. All right, we talked about a couple weeks ago. We have two different divisions for our staff. The first is our pre-suit staff. And a lot of our cases we're able to resolve pre-suit by getting the insurance company to pay what the case is worth without having to file a lawsuit. If that doesn't happen, then we file a lawsuit and put the case into litigation, and that's where Melinda comes in. She's our litigation paralegal. So hey Melinda, how are you doing today?
Good.
Okay. What have you been working on today?
Today I've been trying to reschedule a mediation.
Okay. So a mediation, lots of cases when we file a lawsuit, some people have a misconception that automatically means the case goes to a trial. And the court dockets are a time-consuming process. From the time you file a lawsuit, the earliest you can typically get a trial date is about a year out. And oftentimes cases are able to be resolved or settled during that process. And one of the times when that is likely to happen is at a mediation, which is what Melinda was working on scheduling today. And so if you have any questions about that, we're happy to answer anything that you have there. Thanks, Melinda.
Thanks, bye.
Okay. All right, I'm going to continue around and go through the kitchen here. We were joking earlier today. Robert is in charge of our snacks here. He keeps us all hungry, or keeps us all fed and not hungry. He's been on a little bit of a health kick here lately, which is a good thing for us. But if you come to Scott and Wallace to meet with us, rest assured you won't be hungry. We've got plenty of snacks for you. Continuing around, we will come see Tori. Hey, Tori.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What are you working on today?
I'm working on a demand.
Okay. Tori's part of our pre-litigation team. Again, we always try to see if we can resolve a case pre-suit, see if we can get the insurance company to pay the value of the case without having to file a lawsuit. One, it gives a more quick result for the client, and it's less intrusive. They don't have to be involved in depositions, the court process, and things like that. So, thanks, Tori.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming in here, we have Summer.
Hey.
Summer, how are you doing today?
Good.
And we talked last week about the back to school. Summer has a child. What grade is your son in?
7th grade.
7th grade. So
Yes.
Summer's been in the back to school grind too,
Yep.
as I know many of you have. What have you been working on today, Summer?
Right now looking at cases that have settled, getting ready to get them out the door.
Okay. Getting ready for distributions to the
Yeah.
clients. So, okay. Well, thank you.
All right.
All right. Continuing around here, let's go find Robert. Where is Robert here? He's back in this conference room. So. All right. I see yay for healthy snacks, says Rachel. So thanks, Rachel. Feel free to come by and have some. All right. Here's Robert in our
Hey,
conference
guys.
room.
So I'm over here in our secondary conference room. I think Clint said early on that all these books behind me are for show and decor, and that is true. All of our legal research now is done online. There's a couple different service providers that lawyers use, and Westlaw and LexisNexis being two of the most popular ones. So that's where when we have complicated legal issues, we hit the internet and use those services to research. These things are a way of the past, but they look good. So hopefully you like what you see. Today I'm going to give, I guess, the personal injury tip.
Yeah.
And one of the one of the primary practice areas we focus on are car accident claims, or what we call automobile negligence claims. And everyone's familiar with a car accident. What you may not be familiar with is the intricacies of your insurance policy.
Let's real quick, sorry to interrupt. We're gonna flip it around so that we can flip the camera here. There you go. Now we can.
All right,
now we
here
can
we go.
man.
Thanks, Megan. All right, here we go.
That's why we have Megan. She keeps us on our toes. It keeps us so we can.
All right, we're getting some thumbs up there, Robert. My videography skills aren't as good as my lawyer skills. So.
Well, it's week 4.
Right.
Maybe about week 16 or so we can figure this out. But anyway, what I was going to talk to you a little bit about today was car insurance policies. Now, I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time. If you have very specific questions about your policy, one of the things we will do for you here at Scott and Wallace is you can call us and we'll go over your policy with you. You can even schedule a meeting to meet with one of the lawyers, and we'll take 5 or 10 minutes and kind of tell you what you've bought. Not saying that there's not a lot of good insurance agents around town. Certainly utilize them if you've got one, a friend or family member that's an insurance agent and you trust. By all means, use them. But from handling these types of cases, what we see is that people do not spend wisely on their insurance policies. They don't buy what they need. They buy things they don't need. And when they find themselves in the unfortunate situation of being injured in a car accident, especially if it's a situation where they've been injured seriously, it can be quite a shock to learn that maybe some of their medical bills aren't going to be paid, or some of their lost wages aren't going to be paid, or they're not going to receive what their claim may truthfully be worth. And so today I wanted to speak to you a little bit about medical payment coverage. Medical payment coverage is an elective coverage that you can buy through your automobile carrier. The only way you would ever want to buy that coverage is if you don't have health insurance. In Florida, we handle cases in Florida and Georgia and Alabama. I'm going to focus a little bit on Florida today because we're in our Tallahassee office location. In Florida, we are subject to the no-fault system, which means that your insurer is required to offer you PIP coverage. And I'll talk in more detail about that at a later date. But as a supplement to that, you can buy medical payment coverage. If you do that, then your own car insurance company is obligated to pay medical bills related to an injury in an accident. The problem with it is that once a recovery is made, you hire Scott and Wallace, for example, when we make a recovery on your behalf, they have a right to get paid back. So they're no different than your health insurance company that you maybe have been paying a premium to provide health insurance. So I would tell you, if you have health insurance, look at your automobile policy. You do not need medical payment coverage. That's my advice to you. You can save money there and reallocate that money to buying uninsured motorist coverage, for example, something that could protect you if you're ever in an accident with an uninsured motorist. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're still confused, I'm happy to just post comments. We can respond to them. Send us a message on Facebook, or of course our website, and there's places to contact us on the website or give us a call.
Okay, thanks. And to hit on what Robert said earlier, we've had a lot of people take us up on this. It's a free service that we offer. If you have an insurance policy and you're wondering what you purchased, the particulars of your policy, bring it by. We're happy to look at it and give you 5 minutes and give you our advice on what we think you should buy, or maybe you have things like medical payments coverage, like Robert talked about, that you don't really need. So let's continue around here, and we'll find Matt. All right, hey Matt.
How's it going, Clint?
Good.
Got a little
Let me
more
flip it
color
around,
on my
see?
walls. I've got a
Yeah.
little more color on my walls than last week.
All right,
Thanks
looks
for watching.
good. Looks good. All right, you got some employment or workers' compensation tips for us today.
Yeah, today for our employment law for best practices. Last week I touched on, I was doing some research on sexual harassment claims. With sexual harassment claims, any kind of discrimination claim, if you're in the workplace and you're experiencing harassment or discrimination, the best practice is always to file a complaint with your employer. Like I said a couple weeks ago, most companies will have internal policies to address those, but the key is to always have something in writing. In the event we do get to a lawsuit or you have to retain an attorney, it's always best to have documentation concerning your complaints about harassment or discrimination. But again, you don't need to be terminated to contact us if you've got any questions on what kind of remedies you have available to you, how you should proceed forward. Termination is obviously a drastic change in your job status, but if you feel that your job is becoming less enjoyable or the terms and conditions of it are changing due to the harassment or discrimination, feel free to give us a call and we'll be happy to help and discuss those issues with you.
Okay. Thanks, Matt. We got a question while you're doing that from Tori. It says, do text messages from an employer count?
Text messages from an employer could count as evidence of complaining. Whether if it's on the discussion of harassment, if you text your boss to say, hey, I would like this to stop, yeah, that can count as a complaint. Obviously, going through the outlined internal procedures for a company would be preferable, but many causes of action comes down to the evidence of complaining and kind of rejecting the discrimination and harassment. So a text message very well could come in as something that evidences you objecting to the practices of your employer.
Okay.
Great question, Tori.
Yeah, this is a good question. And if anybody out there has any questions like that and they want to contact you, is there any charge to call you and run a situation by you?
Free of charge. Contact us if you have any questions on this subject. I know it's a very complicated, fact-intensive area of law. And again, you don't have to be terminated before you can maybe have some remedies available to you. So don't wait for that to happen. If you have concerns about your job and your employer, feel free to give us a call and we can talk those out with you.
Okay. Thanks, Matt. Continuing on, and just to hit more on what Matt said, attorneys like us, like Matt, Robert, we take cases on a contingency fee. And what that means, it never costs anything to talk to us. So if you have any questions, you're always free to call us. And ultimately, if we take your case, we only get paid if we recover money for you. So there's no risk in calling to talk to us and running your particular scenario by. So now we'll walk out front here, back through the office. You might have seen Megan's post from earlier in the week about our ICE Foundation Award, which we're proud of. We've got some other our awards up here. Robert and Matt back here, and let me turn it around. Still mastering this camera. All right, Robert. So
Camera work's improving.
you're there. You're on it now.
All right, great. Well, so without further ado, we've been teasing this. First of all, let me preface this.
And let me interrupt you first and make the drama play out a little bit. We have Billy Ann Gay with a thumbs up, so thanks for tuning in, Billy Ann.
All right, thank you, Billy Ann. So what we have here, we have 4 3-day passes to the Pepsi Gulf Coast Jam Country Music Festival in Panama City. Each ticket's worth $209, and we're giving away 4 of them. We want to keep them as a package, so a group of friends or a family can go and use them together.
Let's see those tickets, Robert.
Let's turn those bad boys around so we know if
They're real.
All right.
there's actually 4. Do you mean to unclip them too?
We'll take your word on that.
All right. I'm used to presenting evidence in the courtroom, so I mean, if you need to see all 4, you can see all 4.
I hear you.
But anyway, so here's how this is going to work. If you will, comment on our Facebook page just with your favorite country music song. I assume if you're seeing this, you're on Facebook, so we can find you on Facebook if you win. What we're going to do is Megan's going to help us. She's going to write down all of the names. They're all going to go into, she's going to come up with some sort of drawing. And then next week on In the Office with Scott and Wallace, we're going to announce the winner, excuse me. Very important, I want to be clear, you do not have to like us or endorse us. This is just for fun. We just want to give these away. We want them to go to a good home over the Labor Day weekend. Obviously, if you want to like us, you want to learn more about us, you want to be in tune with us, get notifications about or reminders about In the Office with Scott and Wallace, or whenever we post things, maybe helpful tips about our practice areas, you're welcome to do that. We appreciate your support. But this is specifically something different, just something we want to give away, like I said, to a group of friends or a family who can enjoy this over Labor Day.
Make sure to have your comments in by Monday, August 27th. And like Robert said, we'll be doing the drawing on Tuesday, next Tuesday for our Facebook Live.
That's right.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is our In the Office with Scott and Wallace. We'll look forward to seeing you guys back next Tuesday. Have a good day.